Hey, what's good, y'all? Jay Boogie in full effect mode. Bun down is the sound, you know how we do. And today in the lounge space, it is with great pleasure that we finally bring this brother into the lounge space. We've tried this, I brought it up a couple of times, but it's past due. So, for the first time ever, finally, none other than the one and only ILLJAY2.
What up, what up?
Yeah, man, it's fucking dope to finally get you on the pod. We got so much to talk about, and we always like to acknowledge basically where we come from and how it all began. So we're gonna start how we always start by asking ILLJAY2 how he was first introduced to hip hop culture.
Hip hop culture. Hip hop culture in Winnipeg is a very underground scene. Well, I was really first introduced to it was probably during the b-boy days when I was in elementary. So, old crew back in the day. I don't know if you remember. I think it was Flip Rock back in the day. It was those guys. I believe I met when I was much younger. So didn't catch names or anything. So all those guys and those guys from the Pop Tarts commercial. And
Rap Crew Express.
yeah, I met a couple of them when I was younger too as well. And then it evolved more into the b-boy scene as I started growing up. I met a couple of guys that were from City Lights. That was one of the crews, and also some of the previous which now are Dangerous Goods, which is like Jose, Plenty, like before they became all Dangerous Goods and all that. So it was a much early '90s, very early '90s scene, which was very raw back in the day too. So which was pretty dope.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I can without question say that that's definitely how you and I met. Was through the breaking scene. QBC in full effect mode. Done. No what? We gotta throw this on for QBC. There you go.
Yeah, I love you.
You guys still in touch?
Not as much as we used to be. We're not as tight anymore. Everyone's we're grown up.
Oh yeah,
Are doing their thing, but when you just see each other around, like just yesterday we see each other, so it's nice to always catch up with each other.
nice. How did QBC first form?
Um, well, it was really more. I guess I would say it was like Earl and Mara. They were the two. They were the two biggest ones. They started the crew, I guess, back in high school. Just like a lot of us, we all were breakdancing in the hallways of school. And then from there, it kind of they evolved. They had a big crew, and then they started shrinking down to a smaller core. Which I feel like when I joined the crew, I was probably like maybe like fourth or fifth generation, who knows when. But I didn't really have a crew back then. Before those guys, they approached me one day. He's like, "Hey, you come fish," and yeah, they pretty much brought me in with them, and that was all we wrote.
No, for real. Now you obviously gravitated to breaking, one of the foremost pillars of the culture. But what was it initially? What was it about hip hop itself, the burgeoning subculture that it was when it first came about? What was it about the culture that specifically drew you in?
Of course, because with the whole breaking thing, it was always like that whole tight like battle. Like you could do this, but I could do this better. Let's just get things settled right here, right now. Like, yeah, it's and of course, at the end of the day, it's all love in the end. Same like everyone shares the same love, and then you could be in the guy's face all day, but at the end of the day, you see the guys give each other props and all that, which was one thing I really liked. But it was the whole culture of like, you're gonna battle hard. This guy's practicing like more than you are, so it's always getting you in a shape for your next battle each time. So there's always a growth, like in every other thing that you do in life, right? So, but the battle scene was always such a big thing to intake because just like everything else, it's only going to be the next challenge the next day.
Very true. Very true. Very true. When you were first introduced to breaking, were you already listening to rap? Were you into the hip hop style of dance before that?
I was listening to a lot of hip hop stuff, so a lot of old school. Just I remember like one of the first CDs. I think it was back in the day. It was called back in the day. There was rap, so it was like a lot of the newer artists at the time. I guess like late '90s, they were doing like '80s rap songs, like and Rapper's Light was such a big thing for me at the time, and that was like super sampled too, right? So just that whole beat, just that's the point. That was the point of where I was like, yo, man, I want to. I'm gonna start trying to breakdance, and then you see all these music videos, much music. You'll see Run DMC, and you're just like, oh crap, these guys are battling, and then of course later on, Clash of Titans, again battle. So the exposure was more and more, which caught my interest. So that was what really drew me in the most.
No, yeah, for real. Do you remember the first rap record you ever bought?
Rap record.
You could even be like the first rap record, your parents bought you even.
Oh man, like I don't even know if I'd consider it rap, but it's like very commercial. But it was I tell everybody the same story. First CD, it was East 1999 by
Bone Thugs.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, that's rap. Come on now. Bone Thugs is rap.
So, the thing was, I feel like the Crossroads, like they had like this whole harmony thing going on, like it's like,
Yeah.
but by their names. But then I didn't know what else was on that whole CD. I just wanted it for that one song, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
like First of the Month and all that was in there,
Yeah.
and like all these like lead songs and everything, which I was like, I didn't know what it was back then, right? But you catch on to it, and then it was basically an outsource to listen to other, what else is out there. But that was probably the first one I ever had ever.
Nah, Bone Thugs is we can't front on Bone Thugs, man. They've got a legitimate spot in the culture and in the history of the culture for sure. One thing about Bone Thug, they get a lot of people try to hate on Bone Thug, and it doesn't have to be your cup of tea.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It doesn't have to. You don't have to ever buy a Bone Thugs record, but you have to acknowledge the fact that thousands of others definitely did.
Absolutely.
Which, yeah, and it's cemented their place, on the music side of the culture anyway. So, I mean, it's all good. Bone Thug, they're always a polarizing group when it comes to are they hip hop, are they not hip hop? But, I mean, come on. Eazy-E signed them. Come on.
Yeah.
How much more hip hop do you have to get than Eazy-E signing you? You know what I'm saying? And you have to remember, Eazy-E also signed At Band Clan, which became Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, damn.
So it's like that. You know what I mean? Like if whenever we talk about hip hop, as a whole, and through some sort of historical context or that you've got to acknowledge that. You know what I mean? You may not think, because of your own personal taste, that a particular group or artist is hip hop, but you're probably wrong. You know what I'm saying? Damn. What did you grow up listening to around the house? What did your parents play around the house when you were growing up?
So around the house, my dad, like I grew up on a lot of the Beatles. That was
okay.
Huge around the house. So that was that. If not that, my dad listened to a lot of funk. So a lot of Earth, Wind and Fire, like Earth and Fire for James, like that era. So it was nice. Like I always liked the whole big band thing. I grew up on all that too. So like even today, like I still listen to Earth and Fire. Like it's just it's that nice feel good music. You know what I mean? It's raw. It's just you hear all the instruments, you hear all these guys like doing all that work. So it's amazing. Still hearing it today.
Definitely. No, that's so real. Now you put your time in on the breaking end of things, right? And like out of the blue, for me personally, it was out of the blue. A conversation you and I had, and you said, we're getting together to jam, and I'm like, what is this? What's he talking about? What's going on? And I didn't put much weight into it at first because I think it was like a Facebook message originally. And at the time, I was already kind of transitioning away from Facebook. You know what I mean? I was already like moving away from it. So there's a lot of messages I didn't read because, I'm like, well, I'm not really on there much anymore, so why am I going to bother? But you ended up forming the nucleus of what would become Skratcher Winnipeg.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm not surprised personally that you were drawn to DJing coming from breaking. Obviously, I think it's a natural progression. But for you, was it that, or did you always have, a low key interest in spinning?
There was always a low-key interest.
Okay.
The thing was that, I guess I feel like I came late into the DJ scene because I was already internet era. So, I didn't see any videos back in the day. My more interest was b-boying and all that, but now internet era comes around. I get my first exposure. It was just like I was watching Cubert, and I was like, what? Like, who's this guy? Like he's manipulating all these, scratches on the turntable, and then you hear scratches on tracks all the time, but like video wise, and finally you like getting to see it, and you're like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like I want to try it out. So opportunities came around, and first set of turntables, and now here we are today. But fun fact though, I had a 1200 at one point.
Okay. Okay.
At one point in my high school life, which I never thought anything about. My uncle was a DJ, and he offered me to buy his 1200. So I was like, okay. I didn't know what to do with it. I really didn't know what to do with it. I just knew it was a record player, but I didn't know it was like, professional DJ gear at the time. All I really did was I literally got a sewing needle from my mom's kit, made like a little cone out of paper, and I would just listen to whatever records he left me with. And that was my first exposure to just vinyl records in general. But later on to progress, I'm like, shooting myself in the foot. I'm like, I should have taken those turntables when I had the chance. And since then, yeah, I have a fair share amount of turntables I own now.
Please tell me that first turntable is still one of your tables.
No.
He
did take it back.
He took it back.
He did eventually show me again later on as I was in my whole DJ career. That like, hey, remember these turntables? These are the ones that I was trying to sell you back when you were, like 15 years old.
Yeah.
Now I guess I'm 14 turntables deep in the house. So
sounds about right. That sounds like ILLJAY2, yo, for real. Goddamn. Now we definitely got to mention what Skratcher is, because I mean there are people. I think Skratcher is a well-known enough name, but for people who aren't aware, because truthfully, some people just might not be. What is Skratcher?
Skratcher is basically a subculture or a community. Where all started in Vancouver. Paul Scratch, and like I say, just practicing in the garage, gathering people, people that we don't even know, bedroom DJs, club DJs, everybody can see, and just network, share ideas, and you just become, you make friends this way, and then you just share everything that you can. That being said, Winnipeg, Toronto actually came up next for the next chapter. They were number 2, and as the year went on, I was actually coached by, I believe it was Mike. Mike was the one who coached me with it, and I always thought of the idea of having people over, just a lot of us DJs and just scratching, just scratching in general. Because at that time, I felt like, I want to see what our city has to offer, but not knowing what Skratcher was then, I was just doing regular invites to my parents' house at the time.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you got that invite, but I remember inviting a good handful of people. Some of them are still scratching not with me directly, but we still share ideas through messages and everything. But yeah, no, us being the third city that's out of like I don't know, I think we're like 50 deep now across the world.
Yeah, man.
So
Maybe even over 50.
yes, which is pretty crazy, and
Yeah.
to see it evolve this big, and I'm still very overall grateful that I was approached with this because like I never thought like DJing would take me really this far. Through Skratcher alone, I got to open up for some of my heroes. Uh, meet a lot of my heroes actually in the whole DJ world, which is by far one of the best things ever. And thankfully for them, Skratcher provides a lot for everybody. Like it can it can make it. You can make anything to like improve your whole DJ skills and and bring it into your if you're a club DJ, you can learn a couple things or two just from anybody, right? Because like I said, it is community. I how I like to run Scratcher, and I'm pretty sure all of us are the same way too. There's no skill level. We let anybody, beginner, super advanced, like battle veterans, champions, and everything. We are all together because like there's no judgment, no nothing, and we're all in it together.
That is so true, and I think we know. I mean, we've invited DJs literally of every genre to come out to this locally.
Absolutely.
Like literally every genre. Just come out. It's happening. If you want to come sesh, and still send them out. You know what I mean? There's some guys who've reached out and said, I want to reach, but life. Of course, totally get it. One day they eventually reach. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's all gravy, man. It's all gravy. I think we would be remiss not to give due props to Paul Scratch and Mike Mizza and Wondercut. Okay. Definitely. One dope thing about Scratcher is that it was a quiet movement that just spread.
Oh yeah, definitely. Did.
And if you think about it, Scratcher is literally the rawest essence of the culture.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? God damn. Now, you got to link up with a couple of Scratcher homies this past weekend over in Vegas for NAMM. How was it, man?
It was actually LA. We were in so NAMM takes part in Anaheim, like specifically.
Oh, right, Anaheim.
Yeah, so California. Yeah, so NAMM is a huge convention. It's North American Music Merchants, I believe.
Yeah.
And it can go from, it can be from any kind of instrument to, it could even be wheels for your flight cases. Like these are merchants that are just involved in any kind of music scene. Obviously, we go there, we're there for the whole DJ portion of it. So we got big vendors that are there, and they're displaying all their new products, old products, things they can improve on, and which is really cool because a lot of these vendors they come out and they invite DJs to perform on their equipment.
Yep.
And you get live shows here and there. Another bonus, I guess, more recent NAMM. They've been throwing battles at the actual show, which is really raw, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, now you're getting people that come around and they've never been exposed to DJs, competing against each other, and they're like, oh, you guys are like, they're like, oh, they're going head to head, and they're seeing technicality right in front of the face, and they're, like we were talking about earlier, like this is hip hop right here.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really cool, and then and they love it, right?
Oh, and it's a win-win on both ends because the manufacturers are getting real-time info from their core demographic.
Absolutely.
And then the DJs are getting to try these things out early. Like, damn. Trust me, every year I get NAMM FOMO watching your fucking stories or any of the other guys' stories. They just start piling through. You guys literally take over my timeline on the weekend. I'm like, God damn. Now, product wise, it was kind of lean this year.
Yeah, this year there wasn't much, but I guess the biggest thing there there was huge announcements on it, and it was from the from Mixware. So like Mixware is the people that do face. Um, so this year they released the Phase Pro,
Yep.
which is pretty interesting. So if people don't know what Phase is, basically it's your needleless system for your turntables.
Yep.
So you cut out the needles, and you're basically using a little remote that'll take over your needle, and you can do it all digitally, of course. And this is good for all your Serato tractor. I'm sure Record Box gets it now too as well. And yeah, you could use your turntable and not, you wouldn't be skipping anymore, all that too, right? Which is a nice thing with a losing needle. And of course, you're not burning out your needles anymore, right? So you can save them, which is a big bonus.
Yep.
Yeah. So this year they came out with the Phase Pro. So
Yep.
with the Pro, it was I kind of expected a little bit more out of Phase, but this was a cool little feature. So now with the Phase Pro, there's a tiny screen that they added onto the actual remote. Um, so some of it you can use it for, I guess, commercial use. You can put your name on there, on each remote, just promote yourself in a way. But I think the biggest win for the Pro is you can MIDI map it,
Yep.
which is pretty cool. So
That's dope.
um, like you can basically whatever you have, whatever DJ software you're using, you map whatever you like. I've seen some. I'm pretty sure they're pre-maps. Like some people are using stems, like it's already preset in there. And if you want to set anything else up, like your hot cues, loops, whatever you want. But the tricky part about it is, like this is a spinning item, right?
Yep.
So trying to hit the trigger could be tricky, or like unless
That's
you're
yeah.
right. So unless you're just using it as if you're not going to trigger it while while the track is moving or whatever you got to do with it, it's a little tricky. That's the best way I could say. But like,
Yeah.
it's a cool feature. It's a nice add-on, but I know there's extended battery life now, which is pretty cool. But even then, like the old phase remote, you can go a whole gig and not having to anyways. But now, of course, it's a pro, and you get pro, you get a successor. It's gonna be better than whatever the first time. Other companies have what was really cool though. Like I've seen Pioneer booth is always a huge. They come out big. They have like one of the biggest booths that are always there. A lot of rotary mixers. I'm a low key fan of them. I thought they were cool.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys. I see a lot of vinyl DJs
Oh, Rotary's so sick, man.
all right, so like a lot of those were set up this year.
Nice.
And not to hate on turntablism or anything, but there was I was actually keeping my eye out on the CDJ 3000.
Mm.
It's it's really interesting what they stuck onto that whole CDJ. Like
Yeah.
it's like all the there's like you can do hotkeys on there and everything too. There's a full animated screen and everything too, which is pretty neat. But of course, the price point is it's really up there.
What, five? Five?
I believe it's just a little over three grand for one.
Well,
No,
Canadian.
no, yeah, of course,
Our dollar's
of
so
course.
shit right now.
No, yeah. Cool factor though. Beck, Canadian DMC champion, world champion of two as well. He was with us, and Pioneer actually gave him a TDJ 3000, and I don't know if you remember, but he had that Franken scratch with a Denon.
Yeah.
He turned the TDJ 3000 into
Oh, of course he did.
the new and improved
Like on the
Franken
spot?
scratch. It's there. Well, he got it. He got the TDJ in advance, and now it's been modded. Now
Oh,
of course,
shit.
he's playing it like guitar now too, and it's just
Of
super
course he
cool.
was. Damn, Vect.
Yeah. And he's still killing it on that thing. Like it's pretty dope. We all had he stayed with us at the Skratcher house in Santa Ana. So all of us got a taste of it, right? So we got to see it and everything too, and
Damn.
it's something to see. Like it'll put on a show for sure.
Well, I mean, and because of his turntable tar, whatever you'd call it, I mean, it makes him an even more interesting performer.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like unique performer
Yes.
with skills.
Of course, it goes with skills, which is super dope. And hey, you know what? Like, it might not be a motorized motor, but like, if you can utilize your DJ skills on whatever product, like, that you want to prove it too, right?
Yeah, yeah, really though. God damn. Okay, so Phase Pro definitely the biggest product announcement, and that's got some relevancy for a gang of DJs that use Phase and whether they want to upgrade to the Pro. Are you going to? I know you're a Phase fan.
Um, I wouldn't jump on it too quick, but
Wait for the bugs. Wait for the bugs.
of course.
Yep,
But
yep.
word on the street,
Oh shit.
during NAMM, they were offering to upgrade your old phase at a cost, of course.
Oh.
So trade up. So I'm not sure if it's going to be an effect to the public, but it sounded like they were doing it there. Like, it could have been like an early promo for the attendees, right?
Mm-hmm. Not bad. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see how that Pro works out. Very interesting, and I'm sure we'll know within 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Now, since we are talking about DJing, turntablism, and all that fun stuff, we had a recent announcement from a couple of homies, Vect, who we were just talking about, and DJ T Jr. Salute to you both. Rah rah. They made it public, man. It's happening. DMC Canada is now being run by those two.
Mm-hmm. It's a great new team. It's going to be a solid rebuild this year. So
Yeah.
I'm encouraging everybody, let's get back on it. Let's bring DMC back to Canada. Let's represent our country, and let's not just keep it one sided. I feel like it's all been in the East Coast this whole time, but let's just make it
Yeah.
all across Canada this year, and let's evolve this whole scene again.
And it looks like we won't reveal everything like too much right now, but it looks like based on things we've seen that the structure is going to change a little bit. At the very least, we can let that out.
Mm-hmm. So this year, of course, we're going to be doing the online. Um, Still, of course, everybody, it's going to be a tough challenge. Of course, there is lots and lots of talent all across the country. But this is where we're going to start from here, and then by next year, let's cross our fingers and we'll get some live regionals, and let's make this battle a thing again, and make it big. Let's bring turntablism back up and make this thing happen.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So if there's anyone out there, if you've got a Skratcher chapter in your city, by all means, reach out. Reach out to any of the people in the chapter via socials. I mean, they'll holler back if they find out that you wanna come down and sesh. Obviously, locally here in Winnipeg, come on, we probably reached out to all the DJs in the city.
Yeah, a lot of DJs there, man.
Seriously, and I don't care if you play drum and bass. I don't care if you play, house or I don't know, vaporwave. You can just being in the company of a room full of DJs. I mean, you're getting a lot more than just seshing. I'll put it that way. You know what I mean? Networking is real.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
It's always cool. It's always cool to see other people with you too, which is awesome.
So would it be too early to maybe bring up when the next Skratcher is?
Might be a little early right now.
Yeah.
My goal right now is to bring it for most likely late February at this point. We are currently seeking another venue, as we just found out. Our last venue is coming to a close.
Yeah.
And that's always the hardest thing because since Skratcher is free, like we try to make just an outlet for everybody to go to, where it's really just community at this point, right? So we don't want to we don't want to take any money from anybody, right? Like,
Yeah.
We're all hardworking people, and we just want to just chill and hang out, right? And just
Exactly.
yeah.
And Scratcher is open to it's open to everyone, fully diverse. I mean, you could be, one of every stripe. Come on in, open to everyone. If you have a love for music, just in general, then you fit in. It's that simple.
Absolutely.
Would it be too early to ask if you have any further plans about entering this year?
You know what? Every year I say I'm gonna do it, but you know what? I might just join just the scratch category this year.
Okay.
I did want to do the I guess online at 2 minutes, I believe.
Hmm.
But my juggles are still not as sharp as I want it to be, and
That's fair.
that second turntable is a little foreign sometimes.
That's fair. I mean, I don't blame you, man. Like, you got to be confident in those juggles.
Absolutely.
If you're not confident in those juggles, then you gotta get them tight still. And I'm sure your juggles sound way better than mine. And it's like, sometimes you get that urge to actually let the world hear it, but then you might have even recorded, and you went, no, 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 no.
I have many of those.
Recycle button.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They haunt me every time.
You know it, man. You know it. Well, it was due time. I'm so glad we finally got you in the lounge space. And I'd like to stress that definitely don't want this to be the last time. You know what I'm saying? Want to get you in here regularly, dog. God damn.
Let's do it.
For real, for real. Thank you again for spending time with us here at the Lounge Presents. Thank you to ILLJAY2. He's a good brother, and he's doing good things. He's doing good things for hip hop. He's doing good things for the culture, and I highly encourage you. He's also a dope DJ, so we should. You gotta drop some links right about now. Drop some mixes links. Drop your social links.
Oh yeah, you can catch me at Instagram at DorisJFL. Also, you can catch me on SoundCloud. I did a mixtape for the lounge actually for you guys.
Yes, sir.
I did a Vibes mixtape, which I'm still getting mad hits for.
It's fucking dope, man.
which is pretty cool. It was a nice Valentine's Day mix, which
Yes,
actually
man.
It turned out better than I thought it would, but I did put some time and edits in there to make it sound right before I posted a file. You know what I mean?
Yo, are you working on any mixes right now?
So far, the ones that are uploaded is just that one right now.
Okay.
I do have a wedding mix that's up in there too as well. It's basically a live mix that I have to do out in Mexico.
Okay.
But aside from that, I am promising myself this year that I'm going to be posting a lot more. I am going to upgrade to the SoundCloud Pro or SoundCloud Plus. But I will jump on that because I do want to upload some mixes this year. Just keep a little more consistent. Actually, I want to build more of an audience this year, which is my main goal. So you might start seeing my Instagram blow up more on the more DJ content.
Yes.
I'm actually gonna.
Yes, man.
So I'm not sure if you caught my last one. I did that whole Kendrick Lamar thing.
Yeah, man.
I did the Shambuzi. What do you call it again? The whole stemming thing, which I'm really new to. I'm taking advantage of that right now. Which is,
I mean, how could you not, right? Damn. Have you started dabbling with the DAW yet?
Nothing too crazy yet. I just I tried Sora Studio, which is really cool. I do want to get into Ableton. I just really want my all my mixes or edits to sound much cleaner than they already are. Because there's only so much I could do on Serato and and yet again I'm not getting subscribed, which is kind of be cheaping out. And previously when I actually did the mixtape for for the lounge, I was actually using Audacity.
Nice.
And I did a number of edits through that DAW, which actually
Nice.
turned out better than I thought it would for free software.
No, I mean, for real though. Yo, don't sleep on Audacity. Think of how many people actually use Audacity. There's a lot of people still using Audacity. Maybe not for the same reasons, but nah, yo, I will still use Audacity at the very least to like master a mix.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So I'm sure, you know, there's a lot of people who are still using Audacity, even for something as simple as that. Yeah. Well, yo, man, yeah, could we get some more mixes online? Goddamn.
Oh, definitely. This is the year. This will be the year. Like I said, I'm going to build an audience. I want to make sure everybody's knowing I'm out there, actually.
Yeah, man.
You know, I feel like I'm the if you know, you know kind of guy right now.
Yeah, we need more content, dog. We need more mixes. We need you to start dropping your shit on socials, because, I mean, and not just because I know this guy, but this motherfucker is a dope DJ. So I think more people need to see that up in this. All right?
All right, man.
All right, yo, salute again, dog.
Salute.
Peace.